Every week you think this is it. This is the final Monday. Even if we skip some Mondays here and there will always be another Monday. Just look at that wonderful background. Look at the ominous, washed out pixely skull. Here, let's kind of do a recap, since I mean, for me it's been about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks since we did a Book of Mondays, something like that. I guess for people watching in the future, for the 20 of you watching the whole 1 to 500 on YouTube, this is just going to seem like another episode. But let's take a moment and go through the artwork. At 450 zones in, 50 zones away from 500, the only thing at this point that we're really getting for our progress in this game is this background art. This background art is like all of our reward. Almost there. Hey, Isoso. Recap Book of Memories. I just want to kind of more so recap this artwork. That's the real thing. We're looking at the progress. Just even look at how long that takes. Shit, can I put up a fucking timer? Wait, is that Tristram? It kind of does. RE4 Village. Yep, that's where it all started. Tristram. I'm trying to like pull up a timer. Want to see how long it takes to actually like scroll through 450 zones. And of course, we'll do that again when it gets to 500. Edit splits. Silent Hill. All right, here we go. Going for the world record here. So here's the artwork and everything. From where we started. Starting from Tristram. Starting from random Silent Hill 4, or excuse me, Resident Evil 4 village. So we have the top area, and then boom. Holding down on the controller. Down on the D-pad. There's like staircases and stairwells. It turns into like jungles and waterfalls in this underground lake. Wouldn't be Silent Hill without holes in the ground. There's Silent Hill Homecoming. There's a giant worm creature. Murphy's prison cell. Shit. I hit the wrong button. Well, you saw it. It was like just under a minute. That was like 56 seconds. Which means by the time we tack another 50 zones onto that, it's going to take like a minute 20 to scroll all the way from zone 1 to zone 500. All right, let's do it. And of course, it's a Shannon zone. I already want to re-roll it. Want my next Ren Fair outfit to be Deckard Cain? Damn, I miss Ren Fairs. That would be cool, though. That's a cool idea. I'm having the Ren Fair experience right now. I'm drinking mead from the Grenfell Meadery. I'm drinking a Chaos Kaiser apple vanilla mead. Very good. The Ender of Zones. Ooh. We should play Zone of Enders. I haven't played those games in a hot minute. My brain's already going to things that I would rather be playing than Book of Memories. Here we go. At least it's only 5-piece. Toxic Denizens. Does anything need repair? Nope. Hey, look at that. 450 zones in. And can you believe it? It's exactly the same. Same exact game. If I told you this was zone 50 versus 450, you wouldn't really have any way of telling the difference. The walls are made of barbecue meats. Don't think about the walls too hard. Like, try not to think about this game too hard. Which is appropriate. Yeah, it's just barbecue meat. It's just barbecue meat. That's much better than every zone represents a different character in the plot, and blood zones are represented by, or they're representative of your main characters, like your character's sister Shannon, who was sleeping with a police detective who was in his like 50s, and all of her zone elements are like blood and body parts, which is why the doors are vaginas, and you also get stuck on them. So the blood zones are your sister's sticky, bloody Vagina World. Let's just call it barbecue. I like your idea of just saying it looks like barbecue. That's what I'm trying to get to. This game's gross. For a lot of reasons. And I'm dead. And I'm dead. Almost fucking died again if he would have actually stun locked me there. Okay. I just need to, like, hurry up. Oh, I'm stuck in this room. There we go. Get the thing. He does not feel like taking damage right now. Any day now. Stuck on the door. Nora, thank you so much for the full year, the big 12 months. Thank you, thank you. Poorly made chili world. Yeah, don't come at me if your fucking chili looks like this. Thank you, Nora. Thank you so much for the love and support. A whole friggin' year. Thank you.
So what can I do for you? It's good to be well supplied.
A whole frickin' year.
Now don't
An
you
entire... Fuck.
You'll be back.
Need one more orb. Use me. Use me. Exhilarating gameplay. Why did I even keep exploring? Now I'm stuck in here with Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. She's nice, I got her autograph, but I don't want to hear you mumble in the box when I can't just choose to leave the room. Why do you even get this one so frequent? This seems like it's the only ghost room I've gotten for the last, like, 20 or 30 zones, doesn't it? Holy shit, Meep. Meep, thank you so much for the 72 months. God damn. Thank you so much. And Deverin, at this point, are you looking forward to the remake and other upcoming titles? Or are you just getting ready for some lulls? I mean, I'm not going to be so pretentious as to judge these games before they're even out. Like, you guys have seen me play through the Bloober Team games, you know, and I'm not a fan of their stuff, but that doesn't mean that the remake will necessarily be like that. So I'm still just holding out for the games to actually come out at this point. Once everything's out and I actually have a chance to like play stuff, which, I mean, it's new, like good or bad, it's new Silent Hill stuff after such a long time that no matter what, I'm gonna be excited about it, you know? At least to a certain extent. But yeah, Deverin, thank you so much for the 16 months. Very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'm just hoping for some good games to come out. But either way, it'll be new Silent Hill stuff. Maybe even if they're not good Silent Hill games, they might be fun games to speedrun. Never know. Rushmore, thank you so much for the 36 months. Thank you, thank you. So much love and support. Thank you guys so much. Happy birthday, Mom Zombie. And great to have you back, Nub. Hope things are going smooth for you again. Yeah, things are definitely kind of chilling out. Me and Rachel are actually celebrating 1 year in our house now. Which I guess means I should finish unpacking. Anybody else? It can't be just me, right? Anybody else move into a new house and you're like a year in and you still have boxes and shit you haven't even bothered? Time flies, it really does. Like, I gotta be real with you guys. I don't know if it's just... It's a lot of it has to be the pandemic and everything, right? It can't just be, you know, oh, you're getting older. And time is moving at a different rate now. But I kind of feel like everything since 2020 has just like been a blur. Break the things. Flamethrower for this part. I'm dead. I got greedy. I got greedy. That was us when we moved into this house a few years ago. 1.5 years in, still haven't touched 2 boxes. Okay, it's not just us then. Yeah, that's one of those things I'm going to try to work on. I still have to like unpack and get my stream room in order. I basically set up one little corner in my stream room with like the lights and monitor stands and, you know, basically just enough to have like a computer hooked up and a couple of consoles. and then just kind of like shoved everything else into the closet. Like, I'll set all this up another day. And it's been a year. That's going to be my goal for this week. Is to like finish unpacking, setting up my room in here. Xander. Xander. Thank you so much for the 72 months. It's Monday once again. It's once again a Monday. Thank you so much for all the love and support, man. Much love. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Trying not to die to this horrible boss. Get one per cycle. Time for the hope that the AI does what it's supposed to phase. Everyone's favorite. Help. 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 Oh my god, just walk over here and get smushed. Hey, Mom. There's Mom Zombie. Everyone in chat, you're obligated to say happy birthday to my mom. Because without Mom Zombie, there would be no Nub Zombie. I basically grew up reading Stephen King because of my mom, which is a big reason why I have so much love and appreciation for Silent Hill games. Because so much of it is very, very much influenced by a lot of Stephen King's works. Probably more than any other author or director. Like, I would say David Lynch is probably the next closest, but to me, Silent Hill has always been first and foremost kind of a love letter to Stephen King. Hey. And let him play the games other moms wouldn't let their kids play. Yeah, that too. That too. Hey bro, I know I've been preoccupied with my own mess lately. Shut up, Shannon. Fucking Shannon. 451. Let's do it. We're officially cracked into the top 50. But yeah, it's true. Mom let me play Resident Evil and renting even before PlayStation and stuff like that. Stuff like Mortal Kombat, even things like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was hugely popular and at the time very controversial. It's one of the games that is the reason for there being a rating system for video games these days. Like a lot of that kind of started with Mortal Kombat and Night Trap. Funny enough. Anyone remember Night Trap? And I'm dead. Okay. So the first room immediately is horrible. And I'm stuck in it until I kill this butcher. And he's bloated, so I can't stun lock him. And because he's bloated, he's also got a ton more HP. And that's at 1 out of 3, so I'm going to have 2 other rooms that lock me in there. Just like this one. There's the next one. Yeah, it's just going to be all bloated butchers. It's all bloated butchers the whole way down. This is the Book of Mondays finale, right? Yep, we're just going to sit here and do the last 50 zones all in one big marathon. You guessed it. Ooh. Watching Night Trap today is a trip to see how much of a controversy it caused. It really is. Like, it's so like nothing by today's standards. Like, it's still a weird, interesting game, but it's hard to imagine looking at that and looking at like Mortal Kombat 1 and being like, that's what set the precedent for like, this is too much. We gotta do something about this. Some of this is inappropriate for children. Oh, bougie man. The real controversy over Mortal Kombat was that combat isn't spelled with a K. I'm just upset that you typed out that sentence but didn't type out controversy spelled with a K. I don't know why that upsets me so much, but it does. I need to check these top rooms. Before I go all the way down there, I need to check these top rooms. Hey, Valtiel. Thanks. It's not a shovel. I'll take it.
Take your time. There's plenty of it. Spend those memories wisely now. I do believe you're...
And sell
Let's
shit.
see what you got. I'll give you a fair
Because
price.
I'm somehow still pretty low on memory residue. Sell the dog tag. I don't think I've got any other... Oh, I do. I've got an extra Robbie. Just sitting there.
Pleasure.
There we go.
You'll be back.
Hi, Derek?
Not the loony bin. Now I just gotta sit and wait for tremors to spawn. I might go sell some of the shit. Because this is not too big of a zone. And it's got a few extra weapons that are decent amounts when sold. And I'm getting low on memory residue. And I would hate to run out of toolkits and money for toolkits within the last like 50 zones and have to do a fucking farm run. Well, let me just clear everything on this zone, which I think we've just about done. And we're gonna spend some time selling shit to Howard. Hopefully for the last time. Hopefully this will be the last time I ever need to spend extra time getting shit together and selling it to Howard. Shouldn't have said it out loud. Probably not. Do you see Whiplash, Nub? Whiplash. It doesn't ring a bell right away, but... So probably not. Oh, why is there invincibility? Ow. until Howard appears in Townfall. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the new Silent Hill games to bring back all of our favorite characters, like Howard the Mailman. The movie about the drummer, Whiplash. The movie about the drummer. I don't think so. I'm just standing here waiting for a child to stop crying, so I will look it up real quick. Whiplash movie. No, I definitely didn't see it.
Not like them, are you? You have a good soul.
All right, I think everything in the zone except for this room. Is this canon? Yes. Everything about this is absolutely canon. Every single Silent Hill game happened because somebody wrote something in a book of memories. This game is actually the one that ties every other game in the series together. Alright, I need to go drop my equipment at the exit. And then we're just gonna run through this zone and pick up and sell everything. Everything. Let's leave this here. Leave this here. That. This is where Howard went after Downpour, pretty much. Although, timeline-wise, I don't even know, because this game has a joke ending that has Murphy in it, and it's Murphy getting arrested. He's getting arrested by Sybil, or he's in the back of Sybil's police car when one of the original characters for this game's story whoops. One of the characters in this game's story is getting arrested. And he gets put in the back of a police car, and Murphy Pendleton's in the back as well. There's a little joke of like, what are you in for? And Murphy's like, even I don't know. The joke is that even he doesn't understand the plot of Downpour. It's a pretty good joke, actually.
So what can I do for you? Something I can take off your hands?
The closest you'll ever really get to like
All exchanges are final. See you again.
self-referential humor. From the Western developers. Is Howard real unless he's in hell? Howard's real. He's just been stuck here for a very long time. What's up, Yami? Thank you so much for the 14 months. Mom Zombie Fatagan. Happy birth, Mom Zombie. Thanks for popping out, Nub Zombie. Also, Heck Mondays. Thank you, Yami. And yeah, Heck Mondays. Heck 'em. Stuck at work? I'm sorry, dude. I am sorry. Oh my god, the Akira Yamaoka guitar. Another one. These things are priceless. I want to say, if I remember correctly, these don't actually sell for that much.
Step right up. We've got just about everything. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, they're 200. A Boogeyman hammer is fucking 2,800. The regular guitar is 2,000. Yamaoka guitar, 200.
All exchanges are final. Thank you. Do come again.
What am I up to? Almost 30k. That's probably enough. That's probably fine. Oh, I can go sell this mall. I don't know why I'm holding on to that.
What's your pleasure? Something I can take off your hands? Pleasure.
And I can... No, I'm going to keep this spare. Technically, I only need the 2 Princess Heart ones, but I like having one as a backup in case something stupid happens. All it takes is one disarming enemy type that makes me drop a weapon, and then I'm fucked if I don't have that backup.
I think I've got just the thing.
Get our toolkits. We don't need to spend more on health kits.
Thank you kindly. Good luck out there.
They're not worth it. Bet Howard killed dogs to be here since he's a mailman. He had enough. So Howard's backstory comes from a comic book called Silent Hill Past Life, which is focused around some characters in the very early settlement days of Silent Hill. I think it's the 1880s, something like that it takes place in. And Howard Blackwood is a slave who works for his slave master to chase down other runaway slaves. And obviously he does not like that, so he kills his slave master. And that is why he is bound in purgatory to Silent Hill. And he got a job as a mailman. And now he is still the mailman, at least according to Downpour and this. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Yay, fist boost. I can punch things better. Because that's the most effective thing to do. even if it made your punch like 500 times more effective, it would still not be nearly as effective as just sitting here spamming Princess Heart beams. That's not a very helpful save point, but okay. It's a fucking 7-piece dungeon as well. Look how much of it I've explored, and we haven't even gotten to a single orb room yet. There might be stuff still in this room. Okay, there's not.
So what can I do for you? I think I've got just the thing. Now don't you wait. Drop by anytime. We're always...
I don't know, a few weeks ago, last time I was streaming, I remember we talked about, someone in chat had brought up, like, just re-rolling to always get a 5 or a 6-piece and just, like, not doing 7-piece dungeons at all anymore. And I'm starting to think more and more that might be the strat. It took so long just to get to the first... What is that? 1, 2... From the starting area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rooms before getting to the first out of 7 orb rooms. Yeah, I don't think it's worth doing these. They're just way too big. They're just way too big. Even for as long as the loading times are in this game to re-roll a zone, I think it's still faster to re-roll maybe even 2 or 3 times than finish a 7-piece dungeon. So yeah, I think I'm just going to re-roll it. At least with the 4-piece, you can ignore a lot more. God, I wish there was 4 pieces. It's only 5, 6, and 7. But like 5 is easy enough to run through kind of quickly, and it's rare that it'll give you like unpassable, you know, unbeatable combinations of things. 6 is like not too much more worse. Like it's not too much bigger than a 5. They're kind of comparable. The difference between like a 5 and a 6 is not that bad, but the difference between a 6 and a 7 is massive. The 7-piece dungeons are just ridiculous. And they usually have the worst, like, because there are so many challenge orbs, you've just got like a higher percentage chance of getting challenge orbs that are harder to beat. Where that's where you start getting your get 5, 6, or 7 hit combos with melee weapons. That's where you get your don't take damage or don't lose 20% of your health type of ones, where if any enemy hits you, you know, basically once, you fail it. Hey, Elfbar. It's just like jail. Book of Memories is just like jail. Just gotta do the time, man. God. Kinda feels like it. Kinda feels like it. But the sentence is almost up. We're on 452 out of 500. How you doing? I'm not too bad. Hope you're doing well. Come on, Trent. Give me a chill 5-piece. Five-piece with no bullshit. No butchers or bogeymen. Is that so much to ask? Assume the difficulty level at this zone would be almost one hit now if you get hit. I mean, it's basically been like that already for a while now, but yeah. More things in this game kill me in one hit. We got another 7-piece. More things in this game now kill me in one hit than otherwise. Do you believe you committed some atrocity and this playthrough is your penance? Yeah, the atrocity is being a Silent Hill fan. And pursuing the personal goal of being like the Silent Hill streamer on Twitch who like does everything. I speedrun every single Silent Hill game. I do in-depth story playthroughs where I talk about the lore, the development history, like everything about every game in the series. And I mean, being able to say I've done every zone of Book of Memories is just kind of like another little pin in the cap. It's just something else to do that I haven't already done with the series before, because I've done everything else. So that is my atrocity. That's why this is my penance for being a completionist Silent Hill fan and streamer. Like, nobody else has done this, so I'll do this. I mean, very obviously, I think it's pretty clear why nobody else has done this. Because anybody who even bothers to play this game is like, oh, hey, you know, this game is shit. Why I don't like playing it for one zone? Why would I play it for 500? Just woke up at 5 p.m., watched this show called The FBI Files on YouTube, Netflix, and it's a thrill. All last night. Some 80s cop show. I remember The FBI Files. There was a bunch of shows like that at the time. One of the ones I liked a lot growing up was Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries was the shit. And honestly, I still like watching a lot of stuff like that. I like a lot of the thriller, you know, sort of based on real life stuff, or even just like, you know, true crime drama kind of things. Rachel and I have been watching Evil Lives Here, which is a series where they like interview and recount people who are like murderers and serial killers, not them directly, but like the people are in their lives. So like, you know, their husbands or wives or children or, you know, whatever. Hey, we got a 5-piece. We're on the right thing, right? 452. Let's go. And we got the harder they fall again. We got the bloated boss fights thing again. But that's fine. I would much rather deal with some bloated pyramid heads than doing a whole fucking 7-piece dungeon. Even a bloated bogeyman, that's fine. It's still better than a whole 7-piece dungeon. Has anyone ever gotten to floor 500? What if there's a hidden video at the end or something? I mean, people have done it. There's not very good, like... Nobody's done what I've done, where there's, like, a full video account. Like, everything has been streamed and recorded from Zone 1 all the way to 500. There's, like, a single video out there that shows Zone 500, and it's not gameplay footage or anything. It's just screenshots of the zone select. There's written accounts, you know, people saying that they've done it. And I don't doubt that there are people out there, you know, who have probably done it legitimately, just didn't, you know, record it. Did it for their own sick, twisted pleasure. I don't doubt that there's at least one other person in the world who's done that. So there could be something there that won't be expected, but probably not. Let him explode first. Then we pick the thing up. Only the most hardcore of hard Silent Hill fans go to Zone 500.
Looking for anything specific?
No. You
I think
just
I got
have to
just
be.
the thing. Enjoy it now. Let's see what you got. I'll give you a fair price.
You just have to be sufficiently damaged in the head.
It's a deal.
Such as myself.
You'll be back.
I don't think there's anything hardcore about putting in the bare minimum of tolerance to just trudge your way through a game that's absolutely fucking terrible. The normal response is to just not play the game that you don't like. No. Hey, Hippocrates. I've heard of this game, never seen any gameplay though, but this is like a fever dream. Now the mailman from Downpour? Yeah, fever dream, I would say, is an accurate descriptor. But yeah, this is Silent Hill Book of Memories. What you're seeing is real. This is the game. It's an RPG dungeon crawler for the PlayStation Vita. Another dog tag. Like all he gives me anymore. It's better than shovels. Yeah, there's Valtiel, by the way, from Silent Hill 3, giving me a dog tag, like a little tag that a dog would wear on their collar, which is one of the items used for the joke ending in this game. But yeah, this game's fucking... First of all, terrible. Second of all, very weird and random.
Cutting straight to business, I see. Let's see what you got. I'll give you a fair price. Pleasure.
Nub's doing this as a sacrifice to the gods so Bloober doesn't fuck up Silent Hill 2 Remake. I like that. We can go with that. We're doing this.
Don't spend it all in one. Don't be a stranger.
As tribute to the Silent Hill gods, so that the new Silent Hill games will be good. We're also going to need to burn Nicolas Cage in a giant effigy of a man, but we'll get to that part later. First, let's just do the 500 zones. Alessa asked us to do this. She would be proud. I think so. Although I think if anybody had any hope for Christoph Gans doing Silent Hill 2 faithfully for his movie adaptation, you're just gonna get a Christoph Gans movie. I don't know what you were expecting. Now, whether or not it will be entertaining, because like with the first Silent Hill movie, it's not a good adaptation. But I find it entertaining. It's kind of like a bad B movie, but you know, it's definitely flawed, but it's still like entertaining to watch. The first Silent Hill movie for me anyway. Second one is just terrible. But that wasn't Christoph Gans. That was a different director and everything. So yeah, Jacob Crane. Yeah, we'll see how the whole Jacob Crane thing winds up working. I'm really curious, because it's funny. A lot of people are speculating that it's gonna be like, oh, they're doing the split personality thing for James. I don't think it's gonna be that simple. I think Christoph Gans is just making. I think he's making a random movie that's going to wind up having very little to do with Silent Hill 2. But again, it'll ultimately just be like, is it still entertaining or not? But we'll see what happens when James Sunderland enters the dark world of Jacob Crane. To be honest, don't expect much from the Silent Hill 2 remake. Unlike RE2 remake, that even people behind fan remakes chip in, or Dead Space, that had passionate devs. Also comprised of Dead Space fans. I don't trust Konami to have any Silent Hill 2 fans contributing. Well, I mean, like, that's the thing, and obviously they knew that fans were gonna feel exactly how you feel right now, which is why during the Silent Hill transmission, every single developer who got on screen to start talking about working on the new Silent Hill games, every single one, people from Bloober Team, people from oh god, like they had all the different devs go up, like the Townfall devs and Christoph and like anybody involved with the movie. Every time they got on screen, they were like, I love Silent Hill, and I've been playing these games since the original Silent Hill, and I love these games, and I have so much respect for these games, which is why I can't wait to work on the new entries, you know, and continue the legacy of these like masterpieces that I've been playing since I was, you know, like everybody had to throw that in, that they love the games and they've been playing the games forever. There were, when they were talking to the Silent Hill Townfall devs, they're showing their like IKEA bookcase behind them with all the copies of like all the Silent Hill games, because they want, you know, they want the fans to feel like, oh, they've got all these devs who are fans of the games working on them. So hopefully they'll be good. Except for J.J. Abrams, who just gave us a PowerPoint slide. My favorite part about the J.J. Abrams PowerPoint slide is the fact that whoever it was that edited the video together, the font that they used for the J.J. Abrams PowerPoint slide, it's just a quote from J.J. Abrams. The font that they used is a fan-made Silent Hill font called Silent Hell of Cheryl. Or Silent Hell of Alessa, something like that. I think it's Silent Hell of Cheryl. But it's a fan-made Silent Hill font. It's not even the official Silent Hill font. Because as soon as I saw it, I recognized it. Because I've used it. I used it a lot. Anybody who was around during the Team Silent days when like here on Twitch when I was part of Team Silent, and whenever we would put up like images on the Twitter to let people know what games we were going to be playing and what time and on whose channel it was going to be streamed on. We used the hell out of that fan font, that Silent Hella Cheryl font, on probably 9 out of 10. 90% of those like, you know, we're doing a story playthrough of Silent Hill 1 with Fungo, you know. And yeah, it would almost always, we would use that fan font. So I've used it a bunch. A lot of other people in the Silent Hill community, streamers and stuff, have used it a bunch. And it was just really funny to see an official Silent Hill, like, from Konami transmission talking about the new Silent Hill games coming out using fan-made stuff. Using unofficial fan-made things. Using fonts that fans made. They used some footage during the Silent Hill 2, during the Return to Silent Hill, the Christoph Gans movie segment of the Silent Hill transmission. They're cutting to some scenes of Silent Hill 2, and some of the footage that they cut to is Enhanced Edition, which is not official, you know. Enhanced Edition's all fan-made, and I'm dead. But it was definitely Enhanced Edition Silent Hill 2. How many times have we heard we're big fans of the original, or we're taking the series back to its roots? I definitely think that that's like a dangerous route to take, especially when things blew up so badly for Tom Hewlett. Like, Tom Hewlett 100% does not deserve the level of hate that he got over the years. But like, a big reason why he got that level of, you know, that target put on his back is because so many times, like, when the new Silent Hill games were coming out, Tom kind of had to be the face for Konami, and he would always try and assure people, you know, he's like the #1 Silent Hill fan. He's the walking, talking Silent Hill Bible who's been playing the games ever since they came out and wouldn't dare do any sort of injustices to them or allow any, you know,
Take your time. There's plenty
things like that to affect him. And then when the games would come out and be received poorly, everybody would point the finger right at him and be like, you were supposed to be, you know, the #1 fan who didn't let these games turn out bad. And then they turn out,
I do believe,
you know, whatever.
drop by anytime.
So I think it's kind of dangerous to be doing that again. I definitely really am hoping, not only just for the sake of being a fan of these games, like obviously I want new Silent Hill stuff to be good, but for the sake of all the people who now have put their like names and faces out there as like, we are big fans of the series and, you know, we have so much respect for it. It's like, okay, your name and your face are out there, and like if the games turn out bad, people are gonna make fucking YouTube videos, and even if it's not like twin perfect, there's always somebody else who's exactly like that, where they might blow up the situation bigger than it needs to be and start kind of pointing the finger at particular devs and stuff. I just really hope it doesn't become that again, because like, I don't know. I love Silent Hill and I love the Silent Hill fans, but there's definitely some people who take it a little too far. And I'll admit, there were even, as somebody who's been a fan of these games forever, now I sound like the devs. As somebody who's been playing these games and had respect for them since the first one in 1999, legitimately, I've been the same way. And I used to have some pretty toxic views and opinions when it comes to these games and their devs and everything, but you try to mature and move past that, and like hopefully going forward with like the new Silent Hill games coming out, people won't make it such like a personal thing if a game doesn't turn out or the movie doesn't turn out or whatever exactly the way they want it or exactly the way they expect it. Piracle, thank you so much for the 6 months. Sorry, I was kind of in a rant and a ramble there. But thank you so much for the 6 months. Welcome back. Very much appreciate that love and support. Hope you're doing well tonight. Rant was necessary. Yeah, sorry. A lot of times I got to get them thoughts out. And if I kind of break it up and stop and start talking about something else, it's just going to immediately fall right out of my head. But that's it. That's kind of the end of the rant. I hope the overall community is not quite so shitty towards, you know, the developers who are willing to like put their name and face out there when it comes to making these games. Because there's a lot of people in the Silent Hill community who can be very nasty, very unpleasant, and very unkind and unfair to developers who are like doing their jobs, you know. It sucks when something turns out poorly or not the way that you expect, but that doesn't mean, you know, that doesn't give you the right to like overreact and personally like hate on and target a specific person. That's really shitty. The fans want simple things, to be honest. We just want stuff treated with the modicum of respect for the source material. I agree. I definitely agree. I don't think it's too outrageous to think about what would please a good majority of the fan base when it comes to a new game. And that's one of the things that, you know, I'm like, come on, like, I feel like it shouldn't be so difficult to make something, even if not a masterpiece, you know, at least like decent.
You're not like them, are you?
Yeah, unfortunately, Elfbarth.
You have a good soul.
That's a lot more common than it should be. Yeah, that kind of stuff is like, it's insane. Like it should never go that far. Oh yeah, that's true, Hempo. That was a big problem with Laura Bailey. That was for like a more recent instance of that kind of, you know, behavior from a fan base. Where it's like they don't like the character that this voice actress played, and they went after the voice actress as if she had any kind of control or input over that character. Like she's just hired to do the lines, didn't write the script, you know. She didn't make those
Like
choices.
hell, kid. It's good to be well supplied.
And even then, like, even if it were, you know, people targeting the person who did write the script or wrote the character or whatever,
See you again.
still not acceptable. Just because they made a fictional character that you don't like. Like, that's not okay to threaten somebody, you know, who you don't even fucking know. Who's, you know, just making something, putting something out there, making a game. Sorry if it doesn't please you, but not everything will. Drewzilla. Drewzilla, thank you so much for the 10 months. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate it. Hope you're doing well tonight. Writers don't deserve it either, but the VA, I don't know, despicable. Yeah. I agree. I again at this point, like, no, devs don't deserve to be, you know, called out personally like that. Like, if I'm, let's say the new games come out and they're terrible and I'm making a video on it, which is a very likely thing that's going to happen when the new games start coming out. I'll be streaming them, I'll be doing all sorts of stuff, and I'll be making YouTube videos and stuff on them. So I'm not going to be like attacking individual developers. I will probably name particular developers and comment on like the critique of their work. Like, if you're a monster designer and you are the lead monster designer and the monster designs look like, let's say, old Fire Guardian here, I'm going to critique the work, but I'm not going to attack the person behind it. Like, that is absolutely uncalled for. That's where a lot of fans need to make that distinction of like, you can be critical of somebody's work without attacking them as a person. Still name drop for lying about Colonial Marines. I don't wish harm on the guy, though. Even situations like that, like, obviously there are certain situations that are worse than others, and people are sometimes in the video game industry, in the entertainment industry in general, very deceptive and, you know, make some outright like shitty decisions. And obviously, like, when it starts to be something about that person's personal character, where it's like they're lying, they're manipulating, they're embezzling, or whatever the fuck, like, when it crosses that line and starts to become more about them as a person, like doing something, that's one thing. Like, obviously, that's a whole nother fucking subject there. But when you're purely critiquing like somebody's work, like what their job description is, and what their input was on like a game or a movie or something like that, and you're strictly judging, you know, that piece of content, that piece of media that they put out, it doesn't need to become, you know, a personal thing. Nope. We got a 7-piece. We're re-rolling. critique is needed for any artist to grow. You understand that, Nub? Because you are a musician. Yeah. Like, I truly feel like any foot in the art door makes you sympathetic to an unsympathetic job. Bard for hundreds of years was seen as a bad term for itinerant musicians before authors started romanticizing them. True. True. But yeah, that's absolutely something that you have to accept as a musician or as a streamer, as a YouTuber. Like, if you put anything out there publicly, you're always at risk for criticism. And critique on what you put out there should always be, accepted. Like, you have to accept it. Like, I've gotten a lot of critique, as a musician, things that I had to get better at and things that I had to work on. I can remember going into the studio one time to record. I was supposed to be playing piano for a woman to sing along to, and I had not been putting in the amount of work I should have been into learning the song. So when I got to the recording day and I was sitting down and practicing and playing and getting ready to record, and I was playing the song, but it felt very stiff and it felt kind of sloppy. And we kind of sat there and we were running through it. And eventually we didn't wind up recording because my producer was just, my friend, Dimaru, was like, you're not really feeling it. You're not really getting what you need to be doing. You're not doing what you need to be able to do with this song yet. Go home, practice it for another week, really get it together, and then come back. And it's like, I needed that criticism. I needed that critique that, like, you're not playing up to par for what we were expecting for this. And I went home and I banged it out for the rest of that week. And then I came back the next week and fucking nailed the recording. So, like, critique is needed. When you're not meeting standards, you need to have somebody who's there to criticize you. And the thing is, it doesn't become personal. It's not like somebody's going, oh, you're fucking lazy and you're a fucking shitty person because you weren't doing this thing and, you should just fucking die or whatever. Like, when people start taking it to those personal levels, it's like, that's not helpful. You're not doing anything useful by putting that out there. But if you're critiquing the work and saying it sounds sloppy, it sounds stiff, it doesn't sound like they put in as much practice, it doesn't sound like they put in as much effort or passion as they probably should have been, those are fair criticisms. And, like, when the games come out and you're talking about game devs or whatever, any kind of critique for things that are out there, critique should be normal and welcome, but it shouldn't ever cross that barrier of being like a personal attack on someone. Booty, Call of Cthulhu. Welcome back to the stage of history. Thank you so much for the 65 months. Oh shit. Thank you, Booty Call. Not you are shit, more this example isn't working, here are the problems. Exactly. And again, I've fallen into that trap. I've absolutely done that, in the past. Even back to some of my early story playthroughs and streams, just from, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm guilty of that. I definitely was a lot harsher on particular actors and developers and stuff than I should have been. And a lot of times, like, I would even mean it in kind of like a joking kind of context, but even in that joking context, like, it's built up around other people who legitimately have those feelings of, personally attacking somebody for just, doing their job, even if they're doing their job poorly. Which is like, that's one of those things that I've tried to sort of better about myself when it comes to doing story playthroughs and being more informative. And I've had to kind of grapple with that a little bit, because when I'm doing like an in-depth story playthrough for a Silent Hill game that I personally don't like, if I'm playing Homecoming, or if I'm playing Downpour, or if I'm playing this, even for Book of Memories, I should probably go back and redo a story playthrough of this at some point, because like most likely if I go back and look at the one that I've done from however couple years back, it's probably pretty harsh. And it's one of those things where I think it's more fair to break down a critique of why something is bad, rather than just be like, fucking Tom Hewlett, he didn't give a shit, he's on his way out the door to Way Forward, so he was sleeping on the job. Rather than doing that kind of shit, I need to more pinpoint, like, why exactly does everything that this game tried to do not work? Speaking of not working, 7-piece again. No more 5 and 6-piece, only 7-piece dungeons. Please. Please. Exactly. Played bass for 13 plus years. Need to see that criticism to be able to get into the headspace to truly progress. Critique versus harassment is a fine line. Bullying shouldn't be tolerated within critique. Well said. 100% agree. Come on, loading screens. Truly respect that outlook. You're able to look back and see what, that you can do things differently while still respecting your original intent. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's something that I think a lot of people need to be able to do. Especially if you, like I said, if you do anything creative that you kind of put out into the world that's going to get criticized. Especially as you grow, with whatever you're doing, like with streaming. As my channel grew and I got a bigger audience, you get a lot more criticism as well. And I've had, both kinds. I've had good, respectful criticism where people are like, hey, I like what you do, but, you're a little bit too harsh on these, games that you don't like, or you're a little bit too, arrogant when explaining this particular thing. And I would go back and I'd look at the stuff that I had made, and especially when you look at it, since I've been doing this over the course, I started streaming Silent Hill stuff. I started streaming Silent Hill games in 2015. I've been streaming since 2011. So I've had a lot of time to kind of look back at stuff and how I used to talk about things and what I can do better. But yeah, I don't want to sacrifice my opinions either, It's just a matter of being able to share things in a more respectful and understandable way. Like, instead of just being like, this is fucking shit and this person wasn't doing their job. It's a lot better to break it down a little more, respectfully, and be like, okay, here's here's what you can see they were trying to do. Here's where, like, why it doesn't work. It doesn't need to be that argumentative. But that's also a big part of why I still do the story playthroughs even after all these years. Like, I've done them so many times, and even if I don't necessarily have different information, like, there's only so much tidbits of info I can give when it comes to talking about Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 3 or whatever. So even though the information itself might not really change from playthrough to playthrough, the things that I focus on, the way that I sort of talk about and explain things, and my attitude towards things tends to be different, on top of, you know, the fact that it's a live stream, so we also have different interactions with chat, people asking different questions and kind of going off on different little tangents because of those conversations. But a big part of it is just sort of that, you know, trying to take a better attitude towards criticism, both on myself and the things that I am criticizing. Because it's a two-way street. Are there any documentaries about the making of the original Silent Hill games you'd recommend? There is an official behind the scenes, like, making of video for both Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. Which I'm sure you can just, like, look up on YouTube. I think they're on Fungo's channel. In pretty good quality. If you want to look those up. And then as far as, like, some other fan-made stuff, we'll take a moment. It allows me to set the controller down and not worry about Book of Memories for a minute. Because there are some good ones, and I've been meaning to, like, share the links and wasn't really getting around to it. But yeah, there was a really good one for Homecoming and for Shattered Memories recently. And I want to try to find those and share them here real quick. Here's the Homecoming one. It's called Inheritance: Making Silent Hill Homecoming, Developer Interview Documentary Retrospective by Dead Domain on YouTube. There's the link to that. I would highly recommend that. And let me see if I can find there was a relatively recent one, like within this last year or so, where they interviewed Sam Barlow, who is one of the main developers at Climax Studio, one of the main people who worked on Silent Hill Origins and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. And There was a good documentary on Shattered Memories. But I remember I don't have it bookmarked. I should have bookmarked it because the title of it is not whatever the YouTuber titled their video, it's not easy to find, and I always have a hard time finding it. So I'll look for that one a little bit later. And I'm dead. Well, let me also, while I'm at it, put these links in my Discord. By the way, ! Discord. If you would like to join my Discord channel, I've got a Silent Hill info channel where we can share things like these interviews and things like that. And discuss the games, discuss the stream. A new Discord. Yep. And there's hardly anybody. There's what? 13, 14. We have like 30 to 40 people in there already. So it's still pretty small. But if you'd like to join, it's a good way to know when the stream's going live, and whenever we're talking about these, documentaries and Silent Hill info videos and stuff as it comes out. I've got a Silent Hill info page to just link to and discuss all that stuff. I need to kill this Pyramid Head because he keeps spawning shit. Pyramid Head can spawn nurses and tremors. And this room is just never going to end if he keeps spawning shit. And I'm out of healing and I'm about to die. Brutal. Used to watch your old YouTube VODs to go to sleep for like a relatively long time, so it's good you mentioned the Discord. I'd love to keep up to date with you more, but Twitch isn't my primary platform. So I do still put stuff up on YouTube. Power moves. Why am I getting tutorials for power moves after 454 zones? But yeah, I've got the Discord. The Discord is relatively new, but it's a good way to know whenever I'm going live. Anytime I put like any new original stuff on YouTube, such as like I did a video talking about Silent Hill Ascension. Anytime I make new stuff like that for YouTube, I'll be sure to post it in the Discord. I do have a YouTube channel, an official YouTube channel, so you can get a link to that if you just type !YT in chat. And that's got almost all of my stream archives at this point, from the last like 5-6 years. Most of my streams, old streams, are archived there, so speed runs, story playthroughs, challenge runs, all the way up to current stuff. A couple of original videos that I did just for YouTube, stuff that wasn't on Twitch. Like I said, I did a video talking about what I anticipate Silent Hill Ascension to be, which we'll be finding out more about that this year. All of my older story playthroughs, along with my most recent ones. All of my archives. I'm currently uploading all of Book of Memories, so this will be on YouTube eventually. I think the last episode put out at the time that I'm streaming this is episode 32. And right now we're recording. This stream will eventually become episode 49, I think. So we still have quite a bit to go. YouTube is fairly far behind for now when it comes to the 1 to 500 zone grind. Yeah, fuck the audio. Give me that damage glitch. The one Silent Hill I'm looking forward to, heard, is an online co-op game, Silent Hill F. So if true, not now. Huh? Silent Hill F, there hasn't been any details released, like whether it's going to be online co-op or not. You might be confusing information about Silent Hill Ascension, because Silent Hill Ascension is an online streaming series where it's not really co-op because it's not really a game. It's basically a streamed series where the people watching are going to be able to like make decisions. If you ever watched Black Mirror's Bandersnatch on Netflix, it was like an interactive movie where you can make choices. So it's going to be kind of similar to that. That is what's supposed to be coming out sometime this year, Silent Hill Ascension. But yeah, it's not a game. It's not like online co-op with my buds playing a Silent Hill game. It's going to be like watching a TV series with stream chat, and stream chat can make choices about, you know, do we go save Paul or do we go save Linda? You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, for Silent Hill F, that's the like Japanese themed Silent Hill game that was announced. And yeah, there's still no information on it. It was promising looking from a concept. The problem is like it's very early in development. So we don't know how much that trailer is going to actually play a part in what that game winds up being. But we'll see. We'll see.
Thanks for your business.
It was a cool trailer, but we don't have any idea officially like what that game is going to be. Ascension is the only one where we like kind of have an idea of what it is, and Silent Hill 2 Remake, because we've seen gameplay, we've seen a good chunk of clips from the cutscenes and stuff so far. but we know next to nothing about Townfall. We know next to nothing about F. We only just got our first details on the new Christoph Gans movie, Return to Silent Hill. We're going to enter the dark world of Jacob Crane. Hey Nub, talking about rumors, did you see Dead by Daylight movie got announced? Yes. Now, good for DBD. You know, when, like, I started playing DBD shortly after launch, one of my friends, Trina Wolfie, good friend of mine who did a lot of artwork for my channel, most of my emotes, panel artwork, my AFK screen. A lot of that artwork was done by Trina. Trina is the one who originally gifted me Dead by Daylight when it came out in 2016. And it was like, you know, 20 to 30 developers working on it. Yeah, you can keep your shovel. Never would have thought that DBD would still be around and having a movie made. But hey, that's cool. I'm curious to see what they'll do with it, like as a movie. Like how are they gonna treat DBD? Because there's so many different ways they can kind of go with it. And it's Blumhouse. I think it's Blumhouse and who else is supposed to be working on it? But we'll see. We'll see. If they put it on Amazon Prime, we'll do a watch party. We'll do a watch party for the DBD movie. Same thing for Return to Silent Hill. If they put it on Amazon and we can do watch parties, we're absolutely doing it. Five-piece zone. Ooh. Very crowded little first room. Oh. No, I want that spare Princess Heart wand. If nothing else, I can sell it. I think that was a butcher axe. It was. So far, we've got 2 butchers in the first 2 rooms. I'm starting to think this is going to be a butcher heavy zone, which kind of sucks, because butchers... It's always terrible when you've got a zone where you're getting lots of butchers spawning. Oh, timed hits and combos. This is one of the worst challenges. I should be able to get it. Got it. And I died. But I got the combo, so I should be able to respawn, come back, kill everything, and we've got it. Literally have to take a death to be able to do it. Because enemies aren't just going to stand there and let you combo them. All right. But yeah, getting a lot of butchers can suck because they just have a one-shot kill. It's a ranged attack. They just throw a fucking hatchet across the map. So they can be completely off screen and you just get hit by this flying knife and die.
What's your pleasure? Spend those memories wisely now. Now don't you waste that.
Wait, was that the ghosts from the room? It was. It absolutely was. Almost every enemy is an enemy from a Silent Hill game. There's only a handful of like original enemies that were created for this
Thanks
game.
for your business.
But yeah, these are Silent Hill 4 ghosts. These are Silent Hill 1 air screamers. Silent Hill 2 nurses. Needlers are from Homecoming. You know, like Silent Hill's greatest hits. I mean, they were trying, man. They were really hoping that like the fan service would carry a lot of the weight of this game. I think it kind of comes off that way. They were really banking on the like, wow, it's Tremors, the little slug things from Silent Hill 4. It's Nurses and Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 3. Like, all my favorite things are here. Which, like, from a novelty standpoint is a good thing to do, but especially if you're just trying to make a fun little spin-off game, the part that they messed up on was making it a fun game. It needed to be a fun game for that to work. Like, you can put a lot aside to just enjoy some like mindless fan service, but this game is like aggressively unfun to play, at least to me. Very broken, very unbalanced, very extremely repetitive. Even for, you know, dungeon crawlers. Like, this is your quintessential, you know, roguelike dungeon crawler. This is one of the things that should potentially have some of the best, like, replayability. You think of things like Binding of Isaac or like Hades, where it's like you're leveling up your character, you're getting these new abilities, you're getting these new weapons, you're progressing through these levels. You're supposed to have that fun of doing it and being able to do it again and do things differently. And with this game, like, you don't have any of that in any sort of satisfying, you know, meaningful way. Like, the game is imbalanced, so there's no satisfaction behind getting, you know, better levels and better equipment and better things, because it's like, oh, you're still just gonna get the best weapon and spam the best weapon. Well, zone to zone, you're just looking for the keys. You're doing the challenge orbs, and the challenge orbs are 90% of the time the same thing. Just kill the enemies that spawn. So it's like, okay, fan service can carry stuff a long way, but yeah, the game is a bit too rough for fan service alone to carry it. Still can't find a way to play Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4 without a disk drive on PC. Silent Hill 4 is the easiest one of those. You go on GOG, Good Old Games, and you buy it. And it's like usually pretty cheap. And you install it, and then you play it. So Silent Hill 4 is pretty easy. 1 through 3 are slightly more complicated, but still not difficult. So Silent Hill 1, there is no PC version. So if you're going to be playing it on PC, you're just going to emulate it. So you download a copy of the game file off of, Vim's lair. And you get yourself DuckStation PlayStation 1 emulator. And have yourself a good time playing Silent Hill 1 on your PC. No disk drive. Silent Hill 2 and 3, you can either, once again, go on Vim's lair, get PCSX2, use the most current Night Dev build of PCSX2, and you can just emulate the PS2 versions of Silent Hill 2 and 3. No disk drive required, and they run and look pretty nice, depending on your computer specs and settings. But you can run them and make them look pretty nice. Or if you want to do the PC versions, you can go to My Abandonware, download Silent Hill 2, download Silent Hill 3, PC versions. For Silent Hill 2, you can get all you need is the executable file. You go to download Enhanced Edition, download Silent Hill Enhanced Edition, drop in your executable, and enjoy really nice Silent Hill 2 in good quality on your PC. Silent Hill 3 PC is really good just as it is, but it's also got not as nice or comprehensive as the Enhanced Edition, but there is the Steam 006 patch for Silent Hill 3. And if you install the Steam 006 patch, you can adjust the widescreen aspect ratio and frame rate and internal resolution and make it look a little bit nicer and cleaner. But honestly, even without mods, Silent Hill 3 PC looks pretty nice. It's abandonware. I wasn't sure what the difference was between that and vaporware was. Honestly, the way people use those terms these days is completely nonsensical anyway. There is not really... I mean, there is such a thing as abandonware, but Silent Hill 2 and 3 are not abandonware. They're just easily pirated, and Konami does not appear to give a shit. Because they are not selling those games anywhere. Like, Konami doesn't sell them digitally. If there was a way to buy them officially, like if they were on Steam or on Good Old Games like Silent Hill 4, I would say, yeah, you just go and buy them. But because Konami themselves no longer sells those games, I have very little remorse saying, yeah, just websites like My Abandonware are not, just because it's called that, it doesn't mean that those are public domain or anything like that. Like, they still own the license to them. They just don't sell those games anymore. So, and they don't care enough to take the site down or take their games off of the site. So that's where you can go to easily pirate them. At the end of the day, that's what you're really doing. But who gives a shit? Konami doesn't want to sell them, so they don't give you a better alternative. Can't believe they lost the source code. I think it's very easily believable because that is just how games were made back then. Game studios keeping source code before like 2005, 2006, after a game's release, was not the norm. That was not the regular thing. So anytime you look at any like remakes and remasters and stuff from that era, a lot of times they run into the same issue. There's lots of different ways around it. But like, for example, with the Silent Hill HD collection, a lot of times the biggest complaint is like, oh, they lost the source code, which is why the HD collection turned out so bad. Which is part of it, but it's not the main reason. Because the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, those games are from the same time period, and the Metal Gear Solid HD collection came out great. The difference was, when Bluepoint was putting together the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, do you know what they used in order to put the games in the HD collection? They used retail copies. They bought PlayStation 2 copy, retail copies, ripped the data, reverse engineered it, and then upscaled it, edited it, and made the HD collection from that. So they were taking like an existing finished version, retail version of the games, and reverse engineering it, which is a lot more difficult than using source code. It takes a lot more time and effort, and it's a lot harder to make certain things work. So it's definitely more difficult, but it gives you a much more accurate end product, as opposed to trying to use unfinished code and then try to alter it and fix it. Because at that point, they were having to fix issues that had already been fixed by the time the game's released. So it was all sorts of wrong ways to go about that HD collection. But yeah, Konami giving up the source code, not hanging on to that it's not like, oh my god, how inept can you be? That was the norm. That was typical for most game developers at that time. Kingdom Hearts, when they started doing the Kingdom Hearts HD collections and re-releases, Kingdom Hearts ran into the same issue because Square didn't hang on to the source code for Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So it's a common problem, but the main reason Silent Hill fans know of it with regards to Silent Hill is because of the HD collection. And again, source code wouldn't have been a problem if Hijinks had actually approached it the same way as Bluepoint or Square did with Kingdom Hearts, where you just reverse engineer retail copies instead of use old, incomplete source code. Exactly. I thought that's what made the difference, was based off if the owners were even selling it or not. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, just because you call something abandonware doesn't mean that it's like public domain. I think a lot of people assume that if something is abandonware, that it's just like, oh, then it's just publicly free to go and download because it's on this website called My Abandonware and I can just download it. Like Konami still owns the rights and the license to those games. They're just not selling them. But that doesn't mean that they're not still holding the legal rights for distribution of those games. So it's like, it's still piracy. You're still downloading something that technically you shouldn't be. But yeah, Konami still owns the license.
What's your pleasure?
Things are not just
I think I've got just the thing.
suddenly free to download with no thoughts of
Enjoy.
repercussions or anything just because they're not being sold anymore.
Good luck out there.
But the semantics of these terms and their overuse without context completely robs the terms of their meanings. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said, like, the terminology, like, doesn't really... Fuck. I was trying to shoot and move off of the trap, and my character was just locked in an animation and not moving. And then the trap hit and insta-killed me. That's how that works. This has been kind of a rough one for a 5-piece. Public domain has meaning because it's based off time, like Sherlock Holmes just entered public domain, I thought. I was reading about this the other day. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, Winnie the Pooh. That was like a more notable, like, recent one. Winnie the Pooh entered public domain. So you can write stories and make movies and make content using Winnie the Pooh. You can't use, like, Disney's version of Winnie the Pooh, like that particular look with the red shirt and like that character design is copywritten and owned by Disney. But you can write your own Winnie the Pooh book with no pictures or images that look distinctly different from the Disney version about Winnie the Pooh and sell it. Like, it's public domain. Yeah, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, Blood and Honey, just came out. Either just came out or is coming out soon. I think it's out now. But yeah. The reason why that got made is because of the Winnie the Pooh
Thank you kindly.
License becoming public domain. With games
You know
and
where I
things,
am.
it's a lot more complicated than it is with literature because contracts can vary. There's not like a set point in time where something just like becomes free to public domain, because there's all sorts of different rights and licenses and individual contracts. There's, you know, a contract to Silent Hill, the brand, and a contract to Silent Hill, the logo, and a contract to specifically Silent Hill 2 on PlayStation 2 hardware, you know, original release in US region, but then there's also a contract for the Japanese region and the greatest hits re-release. Like, all of these things have their own independent sort of contracts and rights and things existing. So it gets a lot more muddled. Noise created. Thank you so much for the 58 months. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing just fine. We're getting through another Monday. Hey, what's up, Pablo? Yeah, we're doing okay. Been sitting here enjoying some tasty mead, which I'm almost out of. Definitely not the worst Monday. Not the worst Monday in the books. In our book of memories. Stop jumping. Stop jumping. Why are you jumping? Crazy to think we're almost there? Yeah. Less than 50 zones away. $457. Have to look at him again, but the Fire Guardian boss reminds me of the final boss of Origins. Yeah, it's very similar. It's just Big Red Demon Man. It's not a very original idea or design. It's basically Diablo from the fucking Diablo games. Nope. 7-piece. We don't do 7 pieces anymore. Never again. They're just not worth it at this point. The maps are just way too big. It takes way too long to get through them. And you have a much higher chance of running into essentially unbeatable orbs or boss attribute combinations. No. We only do 5s and 6s from here on out. Sorry, adjusting my mic stand. Keeps swinging forward. It's gonna slap me in my nose. Just loading into a zone so I can quit out and reload the most current zone, which re-randomizes it. Gonna head to bed, Mr. Nut, but it's been lovely chatting with you tonight. I'm in your Discord now, so I'll pop by again here soon. Cool. I'll probably be on most days this week. I'm gonna try to start being on Mondays through Fridays. But yeah, definitely hang around in the Discord. Usually gonna be in there talking with folks. And we'll always let you know when I'm going live. Take it easy. Have a good night. Get you some good sleep. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do this week. What I'm going to actually stream. Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition got an update. They added, there we go, we got a 6-piece. They fixed 60 FPS and a couple other little minor detail changes and stuff. So I might set that up and do a chill Silent Hill 2 playthrough sometime this week, just to check out the new enhanced edition stuff. Of course, we still got Silent Hill 4 randomizer. Has been a lot of fun. And I might do some more Silent Hill 4 rando runs. There was some updates that are currently being worked on for the Silent Hill 3 randomizer. I don't think there is a newer build of that available. But if they make one public, or if I can contact the modders that are working on it to try and get an early build to mess around with. Might do some more randomizer stuff, do some Silent Hill 3 randomizer stuff. Downloaded the Abandonware Silent Hill 3, but it freezes. I mean, I can't really tech support you throughout most of my stream. Very common issues with Silent Hill 3 PC and old PC games in general. Make sure they're running in admin mode. For Silent Hill 3 in particular, it's an older PC game that's not really made to run on multi-core processors. So you'll want to manually go in and set your core affinity to just a single core. A lot of times that can help with Silent Hill 3. pick stuff up. Like 8 years of lag just trying to pick up my things from the ground. Oh my god, this room is fucking terrible. Is there anything else in here? Can I leave? Forgot to watch the VOD, but did you finish that Bloober game? No, Pablo. Well, not on stream. I finished the Medium on my own. I didn't even bother streaming the last part of it. I was like pretty much right at the end when I last left off streaming it. I was just not enjoying it, and I found myself, I don't know, I didn't like that playthrough. I didn't feel like that was a really good playthrough. And yeah. I'm not even archiving it or anything. I said I didn't even wind up finishing it on stream, but I did finish the game. Originally, the plan was to go to Observer after that. But I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Bloober Team games until the Silent Hill 2 remake comes out. Like, I've done enough to satisfy my research of how Bloober Team makes games, and 4 out of 4 Bloober Team games I just do not like so far. Don't like Layers of Fear, don't like Layers of Fear 2, don't like Blair Witch, don't like The Medium. So at this point, I'm just kind of over it. I'm kind of done with it. I just don't really want to put myself through another really unenjoyable, you know, trudge through a game where I say the same things over and over again. They do nice visuals, but their story sucks. Their characters and dialogue suck, you know. Their ways of handling, like, sensitive topics is not good. That's just every Bloober Team game now, so I don't care to add a 5th one to that list. It was that bad. The thing is, it wasn't even like that bad. Like, The Medium was probably one of the less bad of the Bloober Team games. It had some ideas and concepts that were kind of okay, but it's just kind of the overwhelming impact of all of their games. Just feeling so much like the same thing. It's the same visual gimmicks over and over. And again, they do good visual gimmicks because they do good visuals, but there's no substance to any of their games. Now, that's the thing with making a Silent Hill 2 remake, is like, they have source material to work from. So if all they're doing is visuals and stuff, while keeping the story, like, relatively unchanged, I think that could potentially be okay. But a lot of it's going to come down to how they handle
Like you found my shot. Cutting straight
things that they do choose to change, that I don't think are going to be, you know, done in like a good or tasteful way.
Enjoy it now.
Observer's probably the best of their games.
Thanks for
I'm
your
not falling
business.
for it. I'm sorry, but I heard the same exact thing about Medium. I heard the same thing about Blair Witch. The best of their games from a studio that makes games I don't like is still going to be a game that I don't like. Most likely. Like, not a guarantee, but most likely. So I'm done with that. I am not a Bloober enjoyer. I am not a Giga Chad Bloober enjoyer. I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna put myself through more of their games. That, like, I'll put myself through Book of Memories because I am a Silent Hill enjoyer. Hell, even if we're just talking about the devs that made this game, Way Forward, I'm a Way Forward enjoyer. They've made more games that I like than ones that I don't. But with Bloober, I'm 4 out of 4 of their games where somebody has said, oh, this is good, or this is their best one. And I'm 4 for 4 on just not having a good time. I'm sure you'll love Observer. Not if I don't fucking play it. And that's where I'm at.
Hell, kid.
That's where I'm at.
I can buy
I don't like it. Don't like their games. I'm done playing them. I've done enough research.
Pleasure.
The whole point of playing their games was research on the devs and
Don't
the
spend
stuff
it
that they've
all.
made. And I've
Thanks for
played
your
enough
business.
to gain a satisfactory level of understanding. So I'm moving on. Gonna play the games from the Silent Hill Townfall devs. Yeah, I still plan on doing so both the developers and the publisher, which is No Code and Annapurna. So I'm gonna be doing, at some point I'm still gonna go through some No Code games. I'm gonna go through some Annapurna games. I still have the writer for Silent Hill F is the developer for, like, the lead developer for Higurashi When They Cry, Higurashi no Naku Koroni. So at some point I'm still going to go through those. I'm done with Bloober. So I'm still gonna be playing through all their other stuff. All the other developers who are working on Silent Hill games. I still plan on doing that. But as far as Bloober goes, I'm done. No more Bloob. No more Bloobin' time. I've had enough. I've had it up to here with the bloobs, chat. I just can't bloob anymore. Hey, what's up, Mizzy? Fucking blocked and was dodging and backing up, and it still fucking one-shot me. Any game you're looking forward to this year? Nothing that I can remember off the top of my head, no. I don't even remember what's coming out this year. What's been announced. Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6. I'm gonna be all over Street Fighter 6 when that comes out. Resident Evil 4 Remake, is that this year? Does that have a release date? That's this month? Less than 20 days? Oh, well, absolutely. Definitely Resident Evil 4 Remake. I didn't realize that was coming out already. Oh my god, I hate this fucking room. I have to kill everything and not get hit. And there's a butcher and straitjackets. Like, it's a lot of really annoying enemies. And of course, this is the last orb I need to do. But yeah, I'll be playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'll definitely be on Street Fighter 6 when that comes out. Is Tears of the Kingdom this year? Breath of the Wild 2? I'll probably play the fuck out of that. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. Gonna collect all 500 Korok seeds. I never did that. There's still a lot of stuff in Breath of the Wild I never did. I enjoyed that game a lot, but I did not get the crazy completionist, you know, feeling when it came to that game where I wanted to do everything. I played it and liked it a lot. And with the new one, I'll probably play it and enjoy it a lot. But yeah, I doubt I'm gonna do every single Korok seed, every little individual thing. It really takes a lot for a game to make me want to do that. Just like absolutely 100% everything in it. Okay, we need to break this. Let everything spawn in. I can't even freeze them because they kill me before they fully spawn in. So I can't even reliably like time stop them. This is horrible. I've only got one more time stop left. Unless I get some kills. Always liked the GameCube. It was the most durable system. I mean, GameCubes were they were no joke. They had the handle on them for a reason. They're like, yeah, little kids are gonna fucking carry this shit around and drop it. Gotta make sure it's still gonna work. Oh my god, it's a healthy butcher too? That's okay, we got him. It's gonna eat all of my durability. Oh, he's slowly turning around. God. Pain in the fucking ass. You did it. I sure did. Time to see if it's a 7-piece. If this is a 7-piece where I need to re-roll it, I'm calling it here. X-Play back in the day did a console durability test with GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Oh my god, I think I remember that. Wasn't that like fucking weren't they just dropping them from like a a height? They did a couple different tests, I think. But yeah, like the GameCube would actually pretty much be the only one because of the way that it's made. Like they've all got pretty delicate lasers. Ultimately, what you're looking at is 3 different disc reading systems. We got a 5-piece, by the way, so let's keep going. But yeah, we got basically 3 disc reading systems where if you jostle the laser, it's basically going to stop reading discs. But the GameCube, because of the way everything's being packed in as small as it is, and just the way it handles like the shock, it takes a lot more to really mess those up. Whereas PS2 and Xbox, like, those disc readers are super delicate. And it doesn't take much to, like, misalign them, where they will just not read discs anymore. The console itself might still boot up, but it's not going to be playing anything anymore after a drop, most of the time. From personal experience, GameCubes were usually the most durable console for me, with PS2 probably the next, and then Xbox after that. Xbox is broke if you fucking looked at them funny. I still have, like, back in Texas, I probably have like 4 or 5 original Xboxes because something would go wrong with them. And I had a lot of different ones for different reasons. I had like, oh my God, I had like specifically an unmodified one. I had a modified one with like, you can install games and stuff onto the hard drive and run stuff without the discs. Yours was a beast, the 360 though? Yeah, I'm not talking about 360s. I'm talking about original Xbox. Back when there was not a horrible naming convention that makes it impossible to tell what fucking console you're talking about when you say Xbox. Because it was the only thing named Xbox. I'm talking about that one. Not the 360. 360 I had really bad luck with too. I think in 1 year I had 3 different 360s. The first model 360s that go red ring on me in like barely a year. I had really, really bad luck with Xbox 360. Until they made the later models, the more like sleek black and gray ones. Those original white 360s. Yeah, I had terrible luck with those. Like, you'd look at it wrong and it would stop reading discs. Or it would just red ring. Hey, Freeman. Pyramid head with sexy beam makes perfect sense. Yeah, it does, right? No explanation needed. Everything is as it should be. Domain 360, talking the old one with the Duke controller. Yeah. Those were the boys. Especially with them Duke controllers, man. Some of the only controllers I can remember where I'd be playing Halo with friends and somebody would get, you know, somebody would get pissed off at Halo and they would throw their fucking Duke controller across the room and go pick it up, plug it back in, and it would still be working perfectly fine. Like, that was such a beast of a fucking controller. It was so crazy. Got a friend who loves the Duke controllers because he had big friends. Big hands. Had a hand who loved the Duke controller because he had big friends. Clearly I am not drinking enough mead. I also had big-handed friends who enjoyed the Duke controller. My hands are kind of big, but I still, like, I don't know. I'm the other way around on that. I have large hands, but I kind of like smaller to medium-sized controllers. What? Did everybody see one nurse just fucking Naruto shadow clone jutsu into like 9 nurses? Was that just me? Was that just me? Am I the only one who witnessed that? Did I finally snap? Or did anyone else see that? Like, I walked in here There was a nurse. And then she, like, sprung apart into 6 other nurses. And I'm fairly certain I have not seen that in the last ever. Any of the, like, the game's throwing new shit at me now. 458 zones deep or whatever. Yeah, 458. And now we have Kagebunshin nurses. Yeah, go ahead, walk into that laser, buddy. That saves me some time.
Hello, officer. You know who this is? Merrick.
You look like
That's
hell,
right.
kid.
I'm afraid it won't be very easy to
I
catch
think
me
I
this
got
time.
just the thing.
How's the family, by the way? Don't push me, Jack.
Thank you kindly.
Watch your tone,
Thank
officer.
you.
I've
Dude.
got a nasty new trick in my
Shut up.
magnascope.
Leave me alone, Howard. I'm done here.
Just magically go my way.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
I think that's it. Oh, it's another fucking... I swear every other zone tonight has been Shannon. We did like 9 zones today. That was pretty good for 3 hours, like... But holy shit. The light is at the end of the tunnel. It's getting there. We're getting there. We're almost to the point where I never have to play this game again. It's all going to be worth it. And okay, it's another 5-piece zone. It's a blood zone, which sucks, but it's a 5-piece. Small, fleshy parasites. That's fine. Tremors are not the worst thing to deal with. You just laser them. They're fine. This will be a good one to pick up with next Monday. But I think that's going to be it for me. It's going to be all tonight. But yeah. Thanks, you guys, for coming by, hanging out, keeping me company for another Monday. Again, sorry, I know I haven't been on and streaming a whole lot this past month. I said there's kind of been a lot of stuff going on. But should be back to normal now. I should be back to streaming Mondays through Fridays pretty much. I don't really have a set schedule still because who knows what time of day I'm going to be awake from day to day, and I have no idea what I'm going to be playing from day to day. I've got some ideas on stuff that I want to stream. Obviously, this is still going to be taking over Mondays until we're done with it. Done with the game by next Monday? Nah. But probably by the end of this month. We might finish it off before the end of March.